learning how to do scuba. That's learning closed circuit breathing apparatuses known as a Draeger. The first thing you do is you go through dive physics and dive medical so that you actually understand dive medicine and how deep you can go for how long, things like that. Then once you pass that, then you move into open circuit, which would be what most people consider or call scuba diving. It's called pool comp. It's the last big obstacle that gets people kicked out, that they can't pass. It starts with very, very minimal tasks. It might be just, hey, put your tanks on underwater. And then it's, all right, your tanks are malfunctioning, you need to take them off, figure out what's going on. All the way up to, you'll be fully jocked up with all your dive equipment, minus fins, and you'll just be crawling on the bottom of the pool. And then a group of instructors will come down, they'll give you what they call a surf hit, which is basically beating the shit out of you underwater. They'll punch your gut, make sure your air is gone, tie your hoses up so you can't breathe out of your breathing apparatus. They'll tie that in knots. They will make your tanks malfunction, turn your air off. Basically what they do is create mass confusion and take all of your air away. And what they want to see is that you can remain calm. You're not going to jet to the surface for air. Get your dive rig back to a functioning way and continue on that track. There's no secret to staying calm down there. You have no air. You just got the shit knocked out of you. You can't figure out what's wrong. You have water in your eyes. I mean, you can't really see. And, but, you know, it's not supposed to be easy. Open water is a whole new ball game. 9 times out of 10, if we're diving under a ship to plant a bomb, and then we're kicking back out. Sometimes these can be 8-hour excursions, you know, and so they want to see that you're comfortable underwater and that you can handle yourself, and not only yourself, your buddy. You're not diving the coral reef down in Key West. You are diving San Diego Bay, ships, sharks, seals, dolphins that are trained to kill you. So in the early 2000s, the Navy developed the mammal program. And what they were doing, where they were training dolphins and seals, the animal, not the special ops. They were training seals and dolphins on anti-swimmers, and I believe it was explosive detection. And so they would train these animals, and then they would send them out, and the dolphins would obviously use their sonar to find enemy combatants that were trying to plant bombs on ships. So, as a Bud student, guess who the test dummies are? Fortunately, I did not have that experience, but I did wind up in the mammal cages by accident. The only way you know where you're going is you memorize your bearing. You look at your compass, you hit your bearing, and you count your kicks. So my kick count was 66 kicks, was 100 yards. It was about a 6-hour dive, I believe. And my kick count was a little off because of the current. I had the wrong bearing next to the pier that you're diving off of for buds, just so happens to be the mammal program. And so if you look at the top of the water, it is chain link fence. So you'd think that goes all the way down to the bottom. Well, it doesn't. It's more like a cargo net under the water. And they kept saying, Dive Bear 23, you are entering the mammal cages. And I remember looking at my buddy like, idiots, they're going to go in the mammal cages. And they kept saying it. I was the lead navigator. And we were completely what appeared to be inside the mammal cages. I looked up, I saw the cargo net. It was going over my wetsuit hood. That's why I didn't feel it, all the way behind us. So when we looked up, we thought we were inside the mammal cages, and kicked like hell to get the hell out of there. Turned out that the net was just draped over top of us, and we were Dive Bear 23. So everybody hits a low point. And so when you have a good guy, a good teammate that cares about the rest of the team, when he hits that low point, the rest of the team will help encourage him to get his spirits back up, not to quit, and let him know that, you know, the rest of the team's depending on him. My favorite part was the land warfare phase, which is demolition, firearms, land navigation, basically your land warfare phase. They start to treat you like an actual human being again. And the beatings become less and less. You're learning land navigation, you're learning pistols, you're learning how to shoot rifles, you're learning how to shoot submachine guns, and the best part of all is learning demolition. You didn't learn how to use C4, TNT, Bangalore torpedoes, data sheet. You name the explosive, we use it. You're blowing up cars, you're blowing up buildings, learning precision demolition, you're blowing things up in the water, like obstacles that they'll put out into the ocean. You'll dive down, plant a haversack on them, and and blow it right there in place. I love to blow shit up. The first weapon I trained on was a Sig Sauer P226 9mm handgun. I think they start with the handgun because the handgun is the most challenging weapon to master in firearms. And once you have the fundamentals of handgun shooting down, then all the other kind of shooting just with all the other platforms just kind of falls into place. SEALs are such good shots because we train. It gets ingrained in you. And so even in buds, you're going to spend a week to 2 weeks of dry firing. And what I mean by dry firing is no bullets, no nothing. You just your weapon. And so you come out just like you're shooting just like you're shooting for real with real bullets, but you get your form down. It just want all the motions, all the grips, everything, sight alignment, grip, the way you hold it, the way you present your pistol, everything has to be perfect. And then by the time that you put a real bullet in that weapon, it goes right where it needs to go. And then you'll do the same thing with rifle. You'll take your M4, you'll start shooting,